Okay, I've got a question. What does a snowstorm, a lot of Christmas cookies, and a baby boom have in common?
Well, somehow, believe it or not, they are all key plot points in a brand new movie out on Hallmark 2025's The More, the Merrier. And we've got a lot to talk about, Jennifer.
We do, Josh, and we will unwrap it all on this episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
Sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh.
Well, you guys, Thanksgiving week, as you can come to expect, is definitely the Super Bowl for those of us who love Christmas movies. And Hallmark has given us plenty of new ones this week, and we've got another recap and review of a brand new one, Jennifer.
That's right. Josh, how was your Thanksgiving? We didn't even talk about
It
that.
was great. Yeah, big house. We had a house full of 15 people, and we did a big old traditional Thanksgiving feast. It was chaotic and lovely, and we had a really good time. What about you?
I love that. We did our family feast the Sunday before Thanksgiving this year for some scheduling reasons. So that meant I had leftovers early in the week. And then by the time Thanksgiving proper hit, we were like, who will deliver us food? I think we ordered Chinese food.
I love that. I love that for
We
you.
were burnt out on all the casseroles by that point. But the rest of the time, we
Understood.
started putting up our exterior decor. And then a big windstorm came through last night. I was like, pull it in because it wasn't all tethered down yet.
Oh,
I
goodness.
don't
I do
know.
remember.
This inflatable situation is not great for me. It is never windier at my house than December at the end of November.
Sorry to hear that. I do remember that you did have that Charlie Brown episode where you had that outdoor decor that got blown away, and we had to issue an Amber Alert for Charlie Brown. And I need to let you know, I do have a brand new inflatable out in my front yard. Speaking of inflatables,
saw
I
it.
posted about that on our Instagram channel. Do you watch what I watch? You can see my new 10-foot Santa Claus that I somehow convinced my wife to let me buy.
How does it not blow away? I got a 3.5 foot Snoopy that's just like bent over in multiple directions at any given point.
Listen, it is
I need
tethered
your
in the
tips and
base.
tricks.
It's tethered on the sides. Yeah, if you just follow the instructions, they'll do a pretty good job of nailing those things down.
Really, if I just follow the instructions? That was passive aggressive. Ah.
Story of my life.
Whatever. But yes, Charlie Brown and his friends still are giving me fits. I ordered new metal stakes from Amazon to try to restake them because Peppermint Patty is a flight risk this season. Stay tuned for more.
That's so
All
good.
right. Well, here's the plot summary of this movie from IMDb. Alice, an emergency room doctor, volunteers to work Christmas Eve shifts at a rural hospital. What? She does.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a hospital she works at, though. Why are we acting like she just volunteers?
Oh, well,
Okay.
that's true. She doesn't have to, but she always takes that shift. Yes.
Yeah. During a snowy Christmas, Alice and Brian, a top-rated cardiologist, help deliver 3 baby booms, sparking a lasting bond. Let's go. Okay, so we open to, I think it's an upbeat Dan and Shay Christmas song. We see our leading lady, Rachel Boston, aka Alice, and she's going for a run and getting pummeled by a snowball accidentally by some youths at a house.
Ugh.
More to come. We learn that a snowstorm is coming. She picks up a ton of Christmas cookies from a very enthusiastic baker, a husband and wife duo. And everything is about to change for this couple for reasons unknown. More to come.
Stay tuned.
She then goes and picks up wreaths, and it's Christmas Eve from a very, very, very pregnant woman. And this woman gives them away for free and says, hey, why don't you just pay it forward, which I appreciate. There was also an older man there getting a tree, and she's like, that tree's crooked. Just take the tree too. You're saving me the hassle of cleaning it up. Just get it out of here. We go to Pine Ridge Community Hospital, which sounds teeny tiny. I don't think it was that teeny or tiny. It looked pretty new and nice to me as far as community hospitals go. And Alice skips getting cookies out of the car, and Brendan Penny, no, she slips, not skips. She slips. She's getting the cookies out of the car, and Brendan Penny catches her from behind, and this is their meet cute in the parking lot. Huh. Just
happened to be in the right place at the right time. Yeah, exactly. And he just,
thank goodness.
yeah,
Immediately flirty. She's the ER doc, and he's a cardiologist, and he's also the brother to another doctor, the labor and delivery doctor, who is also very pregnant. Alice has planned a whole slew of Christmas, like, annual events for the hospital mainly for those who are in the hospital, but also the staff too. There will be Christmas caroling later, don't you fret. Brian, that's his name, right? Uh-oh.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Brian? Brian.
Brian. Mm-hmm.
He gets called to meet with a boy who is admitted who had heart surgery 3 years ago, and now he's experiencing dizziness, and they're a little like, let's run some scans. Dr. Alice is overly decorating the ER, and people are kind of like, why? What are you doing? She's like, why? If you don't want to be in the ER at the holiday, so we might as well make it festive. At the staff shift change, we learned that 72% of the beds are currently filled, which seems like an important stat to randomly include, except maybe it'll come back later. It's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are the most rare birthdays, so they think labor and delivery will be pretty light tonight. Brian is skeptical that Alice is doing a good job and is on the up and up because she seems distracted with all this Christmas stuff because you can tell he's very much cardiologist. Things are black and white, all business. He's probably come from a big hospital and not Pine Ridge Community Hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not into the merriment. But the big snowstorm is incoming, and staff's chattering. They're down to one ambulance. That's okay, though, right?
Yeah, not going to be a
Sure.
problem. No problem here. No.
Dr. Alice gets called to labor and delivery because turns out her co-worker, the labor and delivery nurse, who is very pregnant, has gone into labor. It's also Brian's sister. Uh-oh. Well, who's going to deliver her baby? I guess Dr. Alice is going to have to. And then Dr. Alice reviews a notice for a new job. And Brian sees it. He, like, comes upon it later. So he knows that she's considering moving somewhere else. Uh-oh. All right.
Indeed.
Back in the ER, the kids who threw the snowball at Alice earlier, they show up in the ER with mom, who's also very pregnant, because one of the kids has a head bump. I don't remember why. Those kids seem like the kind that are probably just always getting hurt. And she even says as much, like, we're in the ER a lot. There's always
All the
somebody
time.
falling down and, needing a head scan. Ryan was having trouble connecting, right? He had trouble connecting with the first heart patient. He had trouble connecting with these kids, and he's trying to up his sweet factor. He's bagging all the cookies. Instead of just delivering them, he's like put them in individual bags, and they're organized by like no sugar, no dairy, blah, 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 which I thought was very sweet and also probably took a long time to do. Did he not have anything else he could have been doing with his time?
Rounds, patients, charts. I don't know. Yeah, something.
Something. I mean, and that poor kid, they order labs and scans for him to see, if anything's going on with the dizziness. And scenes later, they're like, oh, we're still waiting to hear back about the results. I bet the results were in, and Brian was just knee deep in cookie dough and couldn't go, check a chart. On to you, Brian.
Yeah.
Turns out the dizzy boy, as I labeled him, he's just dehydrated. And they discharge him, but he can't leave because, all the roads are closed. So the hospital has now turned into Hotel California. You can check in, but you cannot leave. All right. So what are we going to do to occupy these kids' time? It's the snowball kids and Dizzy kid. We're going to let them decorate a tree in the lobby of the ER because that hadn't been done yet. And it's Christmas Eve. Perfect time.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Cut to the bakers that we met in the beginning of the movie, and they're dancing when a man plowing the roads drops by. This is the same old man who got the crappy Christmas tree from the other pregnant lady earlier in the movie. And he's like, hey, do you need anything? Do you need anything roads plowed or anything like that? And also, do you have any food for me? Whatever. And we cut to Brian's sister has her baby. And even though the baby was born at 36 weeks, this baby looks 18 and is perfectly healthy. And there is no NICU stay. There is no even like a whiff of oxygen needed and a cannula in the nose. Perfect pink baby wrapped in a stocking.
Yeah. Great eye contact, very alert, almost giggling.
Yeah. Yeah, the baby I think the baby said its first word, honestly, as a 36-week newborn.
And I pointed this out to my wife, and my wife was like, I don't know that people would necessarily offer up their newborns to be in movies. So I guess it makes sense. They kind of have to take what they can get, maybe?
I get it. I know this is not the first movie that's done this. I understand it. It's better than fake babies, when people
Thank
do
you.
fake babies.
Oh, I can't handle
Oh,
that. No.
no,
It's
thank
creepy.
you. It just was not lost on me. Our daughter was born at 36 weeks and didn't go that smoothly. They didn't shove her in a stocking
No.
right away. But,
No.
everybody's different. Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Alice goes to the rooftop to pray, and she's trying to figure out what she's going to do with her future. And I thought that was interesting because we don't always get these faith-centered moments in the Hallmark movies, and I thought it was kind of nice and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out she is a very warm personality, but no one really knows much about her because she's pretty closed off and she doesn't want to share with many people because then that's opening yourself up to getting hurt or to losing people because she's lost a lot in her life. Brian's sister encourages him to ask Dr. Alice out. And it's been a while since he's dated anybody after his divorce. But then he slips and says, well, Dr. Alice is moving. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Spilling the beans. Beans are spilled in the hospital.
Dear. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. But then he talks to his new little, I think it was a niece in the stocking. He's uncle of the year. Things are great. Uh-oh. The mom to the Snowball kids, she's in labor now. Because of course she is. And she's having twins. That's okay. Dr. Alice delivered her first baby, mere minutes ago, but she's very confident now that she can deliver twins. No problema. Except, uh-oh, the power goes out.
Mm-hmm.
Back from commercial break, the generators are back up, thank goodness, except in the maternity ward, which is sort of a problem.
Problematic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Could be bad. That's okay. Dr. Alice is on it because she's the only one with any brain cells in this hospital. Now, keep in mind, this is not just a standalone ER facility. This is an entire community hospital. And their solution for moving the two pregnant women, one who's about to give birth, is to hook them up in the waiting room because the lobby used to be part of the maternity ward. So the outlets and things behind the wall are still wired for oxygen and the electrical needs that one needs to birth babies. In the lobby.
In the lobby. It was a choice. It was almost like they
Was
needed
there
to have a
nowhere else?
reason.
Was there nowhere else in the hospital? You're telling me there was nowhere else that had oxygen and electrical, beep beeps hookups, the beep beep hookups anywhere else in the hospital?
You know why beep beep hookups? You know why they did this? They needed to have a reason to have everybody in the same room at the same time. So we had to write a way into that. Yeah.
I didn't
exactly
like it.
what it is.
I didn't like it.
Clearly.
Oh my gosh. So, it's fine. Brian and Dr. Alice, so the whole time they're kind of like running into each other whenever they can. It's icy, then it thaws, and it's kind of icy again because he says something stupid, and then it thaws again. They talk about favorite Christmas specials, and Brian does say that his is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, and as a Muppet enthusiast, I appreciate. Thank you very much. Worth noting. All right, they start to deliver the cookies, and this is after he ticked off the nurse by snapping at her earlier because he's like, oh, your nurses are blah, 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 blah. She's like, they're not my nurses. They're everybody's nurses. They are the heart and soul of this place, which I appreciate, and I would assume anybody who's a nurse would appreciate as well. And having spent time with our daughter, our 36-week-old daughter in the NICU, the nurses are literal angels on earth.
Angels. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The doctors are very knowledgeable. I was appreciative for the doctors, but the nurses knew our daughter in and out and were so invested in her, and we could not thank them enough. Our daughter's almost 2. I texted her charge nurse in the NICU pictures of her like from Thanksgiving a couple days ago. I like to keep
That's
keep
adorable.
tabs and be like, look at her now,
that.
So
I love that.
anyways, none of this your nurse, my nurse. Psh, please, come on. Anyways, he's trying to suck up to her. He buys her some chocolates that he knows that this nurse was really, into from the gift shop. We then get a whole lot of Abbott talk and Abbott signs because the dizzy boy who had the heart surgery is a part of Abbott Heartmates, I think it was called. And it's kind of this connection where you can like FaceTime a community of other heart warriors and bond, et cetera, to the point where Dizzy Boy is at one point like FaceTiming, what was his name? Damar Hamlin. about,
Mm-hmm.
how his Christmas is going, which I thought was sweet. Didn't we see Damar Hamlin in the Bills movie?
He was in the Bills movie, yeah. So I think they probably just shot that
Damar
scene the same time and just folded it in. Yeah.
Damar Hamlin's been in 2 times more Hallmark movies than I have, and, it's fine. It's fine. Not bitter.
Not that it's a sore spot. Okay. Okay.
No, no, it was a lot of Abbott. Can we agree it was a
A
lot of
lot of
Abbott?
Abbott. The signage, especially. It's like we get product placement, but every scene after we get that initial Abbott mention, seemingly there's like an Abbott sign, like right here.
Yeah,
But
always hovering over their head.
a little heavy-handed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Let's see, the bakers at the bakery, it turns out they're waiting to be matched with a baby for adoption. No, they'd been matched. The baby was gonna be born in
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks. They're
Yeah.
very excited. Their life's about to change. They're at their cafe and knock, knock. The tree owner, the very pregnant girl from the beginning of the movie, shows up at the door. She thought she could drive herself to the hospital, but the roads are too bad. She can't. She's in labor with contractions that are like 40 minutes apart. Girl, that ain't nothing.
Yeah. You're
Sit
fine.
down. Take a seat. They call the
Please.
hospital. They're like, "Yeah, girl, don't come here yet. You're
Yeah.
fine."
You're good.
Yeah. The Snowball kid mom has her huge, healthy twins, and these are kids number 6 and 7 for them, and I couldn't help but say, 6, 7.
Okay. Move it along. Next.
And if you have any youths, I was afraid it was something inappropriate the first time my son said that, and I was like, "What does it mean?" And he said, "Nothing." And I was like, "That can't be right." It means nothing. It's just something kids are saying. They're looking for ties to say 6, 7. Ryan asks Dr. Alice on a date, and the hospital is gonna go, send an ambulance to pick up the tree mom at the cafe, but they can't they got it out of the snow, but then something happened with it. The ambulance can't get there, and her laboring is intensifying. Turns out the bakers then realize that their birth mom that they've been matched with is Tree Mom sitting in their cafe.
What are the odds?
Probably pretty good. Probably pretty
Probably
good.
pretty good.
So
Yeah, I saw this happening. Yeah.
guess we're gonna have an open adoption here. Yeah. Dr. Alice goes to the hospital chapel and talks about how it's hard to get to know people. And then the tow truck guy shows up from earlier in the movie and gives the tree mom or tree woman a ride to the hospital. We get a waiting room maternity sing along to the first Noel because all the babies are born now. So we have 3 moms, 4 babies. They're all in the lobby. They're all singing the first Noel, which is a sweet song. And then she's like, "Okay, well, we got the power up. We can start moving everybody to their own rooms." And they're like, "Can we just wait one more minute?" Because by this point, all the family has rushed back. Like the roads are clear enough where like people's relatives are showing up. It's a big old sing along in the hospital lobby.
We're having a moment. It's a moment. Yes.
Postpartum life, living it up. And the whole staff turns out stayed longer to pitch in because the kitchen staff, he'd sent them home before the roads got bad. So the head chef couldn't make staff breakfast because he couldn't handle it. Turns out the staff stuck around. They're going to have staff breakfast. It's the happiest day of the year. And then Santa shows up. He'd had like a meniscus issue or something earlier in the movie. They bring him back to greet the kids who were there. And Alice announces, "You know what, guys? I'm going to stay put for a while." Then Brian is like, "You're not staying because of me." And she's like, "Well, yeah, I love you and we're going to be together forever." And she's like, "No, I'm just kidding. I just met you. No, I just want to stay." Like this whole
I
night
did
has
like
shown
that.
me like how, pure the people I work with are and they're good intentioned and where else could I go that I could, get something better than this. So that's why I'm staying, but hey, sure, we'll go to dinner. Fade to black.
Yeah. Uh,
It's time for gold or coal.
All right, it's time for our Gold or Coal segment. This is where we tell you if we think it's worth the watch. So we're each going to bring 3 gifts to the podcast for consideration. If there's more gold in the total, we're going to call it a lifesaver. If there's more coal, flat line. And if it's a tie, just 3-3, we're going to call it a meh. Merry Christmas. Jennifer, you are up first.
I will start by giving some gold. And the gold is that this movie was very sweet and heartwarming. It was very cute. Everybody has the best of intentions. Nobody gets jealous really of one another. There's no major drama. There's no real nobody's at risk ever of anything bad happening health-wise. The beep beeps and the boop boops are all firing off and nobody's in danger. Everything is perfect in this little bubble, and I guess I kinda thought that was endearing in some way. Gold.
Okay. I'm gonna give some coal. Thought this was just way too easy breezy. Like it
Yeah.
I get it, like I wanted to see something that actually resembled like a brief moment of peril. Like I wanted to see her as an ER doc having to like actually save a life in the emergency room, right? There was no delivery moment. I didn't want a delivery moment, but I wanted to see her in the
Right.
ER doing something other than like, oh, you might have a concussion. I'm so sorry. Let me give you a hug. Like, let's see her do actual let's see her do some actual medicine. I think they just kind of yada yada that part away. It was a little too easy breezy and a little touch saccharine for my liking.
I understand. Also, your wife's in the medical field, so
This is true. Yeah, my lens is a little thwarted. I'll admit.
no.
Yes. Hmm.
I get it. I get it. You're not wrong. I will give some coal again, putting the laboring mothers in the waiting room when there's an entire hospital. We couldn't have put him in, like, the podiatry wing or, like,
Psych
any
ward,
other wing
something.
somewhere. There were 3 women. We didn't have 3 rooms anywhere else in the hospital to put these women but the lobby. Give me a break.
No. Yeah. I'll give
Mm,
some gold. There was this scene, and you didn't talk about it, where she goes to the chapel in the hospital when she's trying to grapple with this decision about what she's going to do. And I thought that was a really great scene because she's having this conversation with this woman who's a retired nurse
mhm.
about life in the hospital and life in medicine and life in general. And I just thought that that was a really good, heartfelt moment because clearly she's there by herself. She doesn't have any kind of family in the area. So this retired nurse sort of swooped in a pseudo mom role. And then she has a follow up conversation with one of the nurses who just happens to pop his head in. And I think that was really eye opening. It was just a really good scene. And I liked the way that they shot that scene too. So I noticed that and
Mhm.
liked it.
Give you that.
Hmm.
I will give gold. I don't know that I bought the chemistry between the 2 leads, so I really liked in the end when he's like, "Are you staying because of me?" And she's like, "No." Like, we never get that. People are
Yeah.
always very willing to put their dreams and careers on hold for somebody they just met, and she's like, "No, I would have done this anyways, but hey, yeah, let's go to dinner." I thought that was so refreshing, and honestly, we don't get it enough, so I'm gonna reward it gold.
Good. And I will also give gold for the leads. Like you, I don't know that I brought the chemistry. I thought it was a little too easy breezy, but at the same time, I could see the potential for it. I liked Brendan Penny in this role of
Mhm.
cardiologist coming from a big city who kind of had to adjust to life in a small town. And I liked her as sort of an army brat, ER doc who doesn't know what it looks like to actually plant themselves, and that seems true to life, for a lot of folks in that field. And so I liked the two of them together, and I thought that they were good in their roles. So there you go.
There you go.
So
Alright,
at
so
the
what
end of
is
the
that,
day, we
4 to
had
2?
4-2. So we're going to call it a lifesaver, worth the watch, which feels right to me. In the grand scheme of things, this will probably, for me, Jennifer, wind up kind of being middle of the pack in terms of the movies that we'll watch this season. I don't know that I'll go back to watch it again, but if it happened to be on while I was just kind of doing other stuff around the house, I don't know that I would turn it off intentionally. It's good.
Yeah, and I would attribute that a lot, at least on my part, to the leads. I really enjoy both of them in anything they do. So if it had been 2 people I wasn't as familiar with or whatever, it probably would have gotten
Hmm.
a lower rating from me. But again, we put the feelers out to you guys and you responded. Naki said, all the different characters brought a lot of heart to the movie, and I loved the chemistry between Rachel and Brendan. Their meet cute was delightful. It was delightful. If somebody saves me from biting it and busting up a bunch of cookies, I'll probably be interested in you. Let's be real. And A Day in the Life of Netter said, the more the merrier was absolutely fabulous. So thank you all for weighing in. Again, every week we'll put something out, at least on Instagram, where you can comment and let us know your thoughts about what movies we're talking about next.
And that, dear friends, is another episode of Do You Watch What I Watch? Hey, special thanks to Nick Schwartz, as always, for our amazing theme song, and to each and every one of you for taking the time to listen on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on our YouTube channel. Hey, do us a favor, by the way. Like, subscribe, 5-star review, tell a friend. It helps us really grow our podcast family here at the most wonderful time of the year.
That's right. Next time, guys, we're going to Netflix. Can you believe it? We've been in Hallmark land for many episodes now, but we're going to go to Netflix for a new movie over there called My Secret Santa. And here is the plot summary. A vivacious, okay, you can already tell it's Netflix because it's not a sweet, a vivacious single mom in need of a job decides to disguise herself as a man. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Bonkers.
Boy.
In order to get hired as the seasonal Santa at a luxury ski resort.
Okay.
But when she starts to fall in love with the hotel manager, complications develop that could ruin everything.
Complications.
Could ruin everything.
Could.
I don't know. Either way, we will have much to discuss, but until then,
May your days be merry and bright. We'll see you next time.